Alright, well, I don't see any people. It says it's not recording, so I guess I'll just have to wait. I don't see anybody yet, so as soon as I see people, I guess we'll start. And if you do come in and start watching, since I'm new to this and I've not done this before, could you possibly comment and like the stream so I know there's somebody else watching? I do love Star Trek. It's my very favorite TV show and movie series. People call it franchise, I suppose, because of the business end of things. I love Star Trek, and it's got nothing to do with business. Hello, whoever's there. I see you watching. I'm glad you joined. I don't know you, but because I don't know who you are right now, but it's great to see you here. I'm on here because I've been seeing some negative videos about Star Trek. People saying how they hate some of the series and movies and that Star Trek is dead. And I'm just not into that. I prefer to avoid hate. I am not critical of Star Trek in most of the ways. There are just a few little things I will criticize now and then. But when it comes to Star Trek, I guess I just feel like as long as writers are really trying to bring out some of the qualities in Gene's original vision, and they are not trying to, muddy that or uh, take that over and remake it into their own vision, as long as they're trying to stay true to bringing out Star Trek in its appropriate form, then I can't really be critical, I guess. And I'd love to know how everybody else feels about that. So please feel free to comment. So as soon as people start making some comments and letting me know they're here, I can turn on my camera and start talking, and we can converse about what you love about Star Trek, what you find questionable or maybe criticize. Hey, Jim. I'm so glad you joined. That's very kind of you. Thank you. So Jim's here. I know Jim. I'm going to turn my camera on for Jim and show my Star Trek shirt. And I have there is clearly Spock. I got lucky at a Walmart one day and got this. And I know it's a Walmart shirt, but I'm a poor person who doesn't have a lot of money to spend on things. So for me, it was a win. And so, Jim, I know that you love Star Trek too, as well as I do. It's good to know that there's some people out there that don't want to be overly critical of Star Trek, that do want to see the best in it. And that's just, I'm kind of that way always. I don't like the word hate, and I've been hearing that a lot in some streams, not just today, but over the past week or so. Hate is just not my thing. I prefer to say I highly dislike, I disagree with this, or that seems a little sketchy to me, but anything other than the word hate is what I find to be a better descriptive term. So, how do you feel about it all, Jim? I no idea how to add people to my panel. I've never done this before. So, I've got StreamYard open, but I really don't know how to use it. And as soon as I get that figured out, I'll happily let people join my panel. Goodness, how do I? Oh, there's invite. Okay, I can just do that. Oh, cool. All right. Well, no pressure if anybody wants to come and join me on the panel. Be kind, as it's my first time dealing with it. Yeah. And I've no idea what's going to happen when someone tries to accept that or go to that link. But it came out of StreamYards and it said invite. So there you go. Anyway, we're here today talking about Star Trek and what you like about Star Trek and how you feel about Star Trek and how I feel about Star Trek. So anybody that wants to come and join me can certainly feel free to come and join me. And I'm happy to see people join me. So I have no idea where that would be when you come up. So if you have hit the link, I don't know that. It doesn't show that. And I have no idea what's going on. But anyway, so I feel like, I need to just kind of vamp for time until more people show up. I'm hoping maybe Sci-Fi Nation will jump in. I'm not, real strict about anything in my feed here, so if, people have some dissenting opinions or just want to get a little entertaining and kooky, that's okay. At some point, whenever things get overly kooky, we'll see what happens there. But, if you can, maybe talk sci-fi or somebody into joining, I mean, hit the button. Oh, I see. Okay. Let me see. How I add you, or I see a little, okay, add to stage. Hey, there we go.
There you go.
I knew I'd figure it out
See ya.
eventually.
I'm having a late dinner because we just got power back on.
Oh, goodness. Well, I'm glad you got your power back.
So I don't think you want to see me eat.
No, that's fine. You probably don't need to. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I so appreciate you stopping in. Thank you. So, what you having?
Cereal.
Oh, well, there you
Oh,
go.
fast and easy.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, if the fridge was off, you probably got to eat that milk up anyway.
Yeah, I'm almost out of milk anyhow, but yeah.
Oh, how long was power out?
Almost 2 hours.
Oh, goodness. Well, that's not as bad as I've had it before here. Man,
Yeah.
when we had that Durango, it was out for days.
Wow.
So today we've been lucky. The blizzard did not knock out our power today. So I don't know. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and share you out.
Oh, good. Oh, thank you. I have no idea what to do with this. Right now, I am just kind of vamping for time, like I said, and waiting for people to stop in. I don't know how to see how many people are on the chat from StreamYards, so I'm having to have a YouTube window open as well.
Yeah, that's about best thing.
Okay.
But if you look over to the right side, you would have private and chat. Click on the chat.
Yeah, I'm on comments right
Comments.
now,
Yeah, okay.
but
That'll work
there's
too.
no number of people. It just will show when someone comments. Because
It's
I'm
just
on.
Yeah, it's just showing probably you and me on there, and that's about it.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm on the free version of StreamYards. So
And you
I don't
got
know.
20 hours, and that's it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. Later on, I'll probably use my PayPal or something and see how much I can put into it. But I just felt compelled because, I mean, to me, the word hate is just so
Mm-hmm.
intense. And I just really don't like to use that word if I don't have to. You
Oh,
know,
that guy was going up like crazy. I hate this. I hate that.
I
I'm like, what?
know. A couple of them were actually using that word a lot. It's like a swear word to me. And
Yeah.
I know I'm 54, and I know that people might think I'm childish in that regard, but I mean, it's not even about how I was taught. It's just how my soul feels
Mm-hmm.
about the word hate.
Yeah.
I just absolutely try to reserve that for the most necessary, and that's how I've tried to teach my son to be as well.
Right.
Because don't we have enough hate in the world already?
Yeah.
Why are we putting it out there more? But that's exactly why I love Star Trek so much, because I really believe that Gene felt the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the actors and the writers of the TOS series, obviously, they knew him well. They knew Gene. They knew how he felt. And I really believe that most of the people that go into writing and directing and producing Star Trek, even now, understand the concept that Gene was trying to get through.
Right.
And even Discovery, even though it's not maybe the most well written, maybe it's not the
No.
most well directed, or they don't have the best graphics, I mean, they're still really trying to get the point that these people of various cultures and sometimes diametrically opposite opinions can put those aside, come together, work together to make a
Mm-hmm.
solution. And that is exactly the point of Star Trek at the heart of it.
Yep.
Why I don't understand why people have lost sight of that. That's my biggest problem.
Well, Star Trek's been around since 1966, and it's still alive. It's still kicking. There's a lot of fan films out here making Star Trek fan films. I mean, that's where we get our stuff at. I do a lot of research and everything before I even make a fan film, so I don't get yelled at. So far, I haven't. I've been told I made good fan film or junk fan film. It all depends what you like.
Right. I understand that people have their opinions about that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's perfectly understandable. And I may even agree with some of those opinions. Uh, I agree that there's quite a bit of the graphics in Discovery that could have been far better. I agree the
Yep.
writing could have been better. I'm not going to say I hate it, but it definitely could have been better. And but then again, I also disagree that it was horrible. I mean, there were plenty of good aspects to the show. Like I said, the characters do show that they can drop their problems with each other. The characters do get into the actors do get into their characters'
Yep.
role, and they do really try. I truly believe the actors are really trying their best, despite the poor writing and directing. And to me, that's all that stuff that makes me want to watch it. And I try to focus on the positives when I watch it, and maybe that's why I'm not as critical as a lot of people. So I'm just gonna look and see if anybody else. Nope, nobody else is here right now. Well, that's all right. Um,
Just one.
that's all right.
Yep.
I just after that one panel I was just part of, I don't know. I just felt like it was necessary for somebody to go out and put something out positive about Star Trek, because if you allow all the negativity to be the only voice, then you're part of that negativity, in my opinion. And I can't just sit back and let it happen.
Right.
Like, maybe, and when I like that about everything, maybe I can't go help fight the war in UK or whatever, but I'm here to support people that are suffering from that, and I do try to put out as much positivity as I can, even though it is war and there isn't much positive about war. The thing about war, it does inspire growth. It does inspire people, smart people, to try to come up with solutions for things.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I get people dissing me for saying there's anything positive about war, but I'm a true believer that in life there is always both a positive and a negative to 99% of things in life.
Right.
You know, and then there's going to be that 1% that's all negative and all positive. But
Hmm.
in between, there's a balance, and it's about finding that balance. And most people are just either too afraid or too greedy, and they don't want the balance because that doesn't serve their purpose.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I really wish there were more people though, because I feel like the idea is not even going to get out there. StreamYard said it's not recording me, and I don't know if YouTube is or not.
If you're live, you are being recorded. Yes, you are.
Okay, so at the end, it will go up on YouTube as live.
Yeah. Once you sign off, it just uploads onto your channel, and it's there.
Oh, good. Okay.
And
Right
and
on.
everybody else can later on come, as they call the reverb or rewatch. They can watch it and see what's going on and give you a thumbs up. You got two thumbs up already.
That was me and you. Um.
Oh, you can thumb up your own. That's good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I do it all the time.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I might as well. The algorithm is going to pick it up.
Yeah, I got
Um.
you on Discord, shared out, Facebook shared out, and see if I can get my Twitter up and running. I'll do that one too.
Oh, thank you so much.
Hey,
I
no
really
problem.
appreciate that.
I'm glad that you popped on because I was like, no one's on, and I seen you like, oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
noticed that nobody else is on. I don't know what's up with Sci-Fi Nation. I know that his wife was getting
especially
some.
especially with my dog last night. That's not good.
Oh, yeah. I would not, like, I'm kind of open-minded, and so you can do whatever as long as it doesn't cross YouTube
Yeah.
rules. And
Well, I'm I'm not gonna shave online like the other guy did. I mean, I couldn't believe that.
oh yeah, that was.
Woo!
I mean, I don't know. To each their own. I guess he thought maybe he's trying to be entertaining for the chatters, or he's just got a lot of ADHD energy,
Oh
which
no.
I understand because I have that. I don't know why sci-fi had such a problem with the dog, and I don't like to criticize people, but I would not have done that had that been me.
Yeah. Same here.
So, but I do notice that I guess he had some things going on today with his wife, so he might not come on tonight. I don't know. Her health problems had she had to get a feeding tube or something, I guess, today.
Mm-hmm.
So
In the
yeah, I
belly.
totally get that. Yeah. So I
Yep.
guess the picture you have there, I just absolutely love that you have all those wonderful pictures. The props and things on the original series. I'm sure at that time it was a lot harder to come up with things that would look alien because we had not had a lot of sci-fi yet, and we didn't have a
Right.
lot of really good tech. So I totally think that the prop people that worked on the original series probably had it the toughest
Oh yeah.
of all the series. And the art that went into that show, the TOS series, just is phenomenal in my opinion, down to the lighting and just the panel there where the plant is and the statue. Somebody had to think of all that stuff, and
Oh yeah.
That just amazes me that they could come up with all that and make it seem. When I was 7 watching it, I was like, I really thought that was real. I was enthralled. And I love it. I absolutely adore it.
Well, I'm 60 years old, and I seen it when I was 4 years old. Mom and Dad got a big 25-inch colored TV, and all of a sudden, what's this Star Trek? And I sat there and watching, going, "Oh, I'd love to be on that ship." Well, guess what? I'm doing that now.
Right
Many
on.
years later.
I used to dream about getting beamed up and showing up on the transporter pad with Scotty looking at me like, who the
Uh-huh.
heck are you?
Yeah.
I've literally had dreams about that. My mother hated it. Like, my mother had a lot of hate in her heart, and a lot of it was for Star Trek because she was a hardcore, I love God, and God didn't make space, and there's no space. It's just Earth, only Earth. And one time I even pointed out the Hale Bopp comet in my teen years out the
Yeah.
kitchen window, and she just turned away and said, "That's not real. It's not there. God wouldn't put that there." And so for me, Star Trek was kind of like my saving grace in my life of enlightenment. I'm 54.
Well, Star Trek saved my life because I watched an episode, and it was about drugs. And 2 days later, kids try to get me to buy stuff. I'm like, I ain't buying that crap. I mean, there ain't no way. I'm not gonna screw up my brain and all that crap. There ain't no way.
I love
If
it.
if Star Trek wasn't on, I don't know what would have happened.
Yep, I absolutely love that. Star Trek saves my life more often than not.
Yep.
I mean, there's been so many times, because I was sick and I've had to deal with depression over my life and just nasty people. And then I see some Star Trek and I see how the people are just the opposite of what just happened in my life. And it makes me feel like there's got to be some hope if there are real humans portraying this story.
All right.
Those humans absolutely have to have some of that in their heart to make them be able to behave and act as if they were those characters. And so it's about the heart and soul of it. I'm gonna see if anybody's on. Yeah, I don't think anybody's on. Huh? Everybody must be hibernating from the
Yeah.
blizzard. Well, that's all right. I might not stay on long, and I might just go ahead and end here in a minute if nobody's going to join. What do you think?
It's up to you. I mean, you can keep on talking, stuff like that. Have you ever seen any of my fan films yet?
I have not yet had a chance to look at those. I want to make sure. Yeah, you're Jen's Landscapes, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I've already subbed to your channel, and no, I actually haven't looked at that yet. I don't think.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of fan films though,
I imagine you have. So have I.
and yeah,
Lots
and
of fan films.
yeah, and a lot of them are super awesome. Like, a lot of them are, even though, like, say, Antilles, he's got not a lot to work with as far as a set. He's doing it just off the cuff the best he can. But yet you can see that he is a true Trek fan and he has really put the heart and soul of Trek in there. And
Right.
to me,
I don't go to locations. I mean, they're too damn far away from me.
yeah.
So I use the good old green screen, and I got a good editing program. I had a good friend that taught me how to edit. Thank goodness Mark taught me how to do that.
Mm.
I mean, I'm able to do it myself now, and I've been doing it for almost a year now. If Mark wasn't around, I probably wouldn't be doing this, but I give him a lot of credit, and he does a lot of my ships that I got too. The one ship I had on here, he didn't build that one, but the regular TOS ships, got 3 of them that he made, and the 4th ship I got is USS Ajax that came from another production that I have permission to use in the name Boone as well.
Your audio's dropping out, buddy.
Oh, can't help that. It comes and goes. The damn
Oh,
internet
okay.
around here.
There you go. Yeah, I'm on Wi-Fi as well. I mean, I just go ahead.
I got cable all the way down here.
Oh, okay.
It's just that sometimes the past 2 years, the internet hasn't been that great anymore.
Oh, I'm not tech head. Like, I don't know anything about how that works. My son does.
Yeah.
So tell me about, like, your fan films and how you, like, go ahead and how you would pitch them to people.
Hang on here a minute.
Okay.
Oh, puppies. You guys get the soft stuff.
Feel free to put your puppies on too. I love dogs and cats and all that stuff. So yeah.
Well, they're cleaning up my bowl right now.
Love it.
Yeah, just like Gene Roddenberry said one time, write what you know or write what you see. All right, I have one episode that I made called "Bumping Into Each Other." The reason I made that one is because I see a lot of cars and trucks out here bumping into each other, so it kind of fit, huh?
Exactly. Wow.
Yeah. But instead of cars and trucks bumping in the 23rd century, we got starships bumping into each other, trying to get into a brand new starbase. So anything that I tried to come out with is basically what I see out in public, like now.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and then you because it makes, not only does it make it easier for you to write, but it helps you write it in a quality way.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, definitely. I hate to just like have a 5-minute stream like this though, and gosh darn it, I want to get some more freaking people in here. All right, yeah. Look, I'm gonna open. I've got that X, Twitter, whatever.
Yeah.
It's Twitter to me.
Yeah, but that's basically what I do. I try to come out with something. I mean, I got like a friend that promised me a bunch of stuff and he never does it. So one of these days I got to get that fan film done called Promises, Promises, Promises.
Oh, yeah. And it's so easy for people to make promises.
It sure does.
Well, this is making it really slow for me to get any other web page up. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Let me just copy that and put that over here. So your green screen, is that software you have to buy or?
No, green screen is chroma key. Well, you can't see it because I got this thing on you. Ding dong. Call myself a ding
dong. You call yourself a ding dong. I'm losing you again.
Chroma key, green screen. We also in the back here, there's a black one back there too. And what I do is I close these in. I even got one over here. I got 3 of them. I close it in, and this is my little studio inside here.
Oh, right on.
That's basically what I do.
Oh, cool.
And with the editing program, I really don't need the green screens at all, but I just keep it up. It's a lot easier to cut myself out of the video and put a background in. And you might see a little distortion now and then, but sometimes it's hard to get stuff out of a video.
Oh yeah,
it's getting better, but it takes a while.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's definitely more work than most people probably realize.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, especially the first year that I done this, it's like, dang, that's pretty hard stuff right there.
Right. And you love Star Trek. I can already tell that, or you wouldn't do that work.
Right.
That's
Well,
the great thing about the fan films.
yeah, it's well, when you grow up with something and you believe in it, that's what you do.
Well, and it speaks a truth that goes beyond
Oh
the
yeah,
practicalities of life. It goes to a deep soul kind of truth, I think Star Trek does.
yeah,
Like, okay, even the shorts, recent shorts, I like the shorts. The one called Children of Mars really says it
yeah.
all at the end. So I don't know, like, I guess I want to keep a positive bent. So, what do you like about Discovery or the newer series?
Well, Star Trek Discovery ain't really that great. I mean, the first season they had bald Klingons, and I didn't understand why, because Klingons always had hair on their heads.
The only the only reference to that after Ash comes goes back to the Klingon homeworld and tries to help the Empress, and
Yeah,
he's talking to Michael Burnham on a com channel, and she mentions that he grew his hair out,
yeah.
and somewhere in that convo they discussed that Klingons are growing their hair out again. So it must have been like a very short fashion statement, you know, that went out of vogue. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, I don't know why Klingons would, because I think their climate looks a little cold. So I would think they would want hair, but you know,
Well, with growing up with Star Trek, we never ever seen a bald Klingon ever,
right.
and whoever wrote that probably never seen the original series or the Next Generation or Enterprise or Voyager, whatever. Yeah, sometimes you might want to go back and watch stuff. Like I said, do research so you don't mess things up.
Well, I think yeah, but I wonder if they didn't notice that the facial structures in TOS were flat
Yeah,
on the forehead, and then they changed them later. So maybe they thought that was just that kind of change was normal in Klingon society.
eh, it
But
was different.
they didn't do any in-depth, obviously, yeah, they didn't do any in-depth research into that. They just took a surface look at it and said,
Right.
oh, that's how it is with Klingons. And I guess I just didn't like once they went and threw in the, oh, Klingons are growing their hair back again. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I see, okay, well, at least they tried to correct themselves. Yeah, it was
Only good only good thing I liked about Star Trek Discovery when the new USS Enterprise NCC 1701 showed up with Captain Pike. That that brightened my spirit up right there because oh, we got a new Enterprise. That really looks nice. And of course, Pike got his own series out of that. It took about a year or so to get that, and now we have Strange New Worlds. I love everything about Strange New Worlds. Even the singing episode they had, because the singing episode still tells you what they're doing.
mm,
And a lot of people I know, oh, I hate that episode. Why they? Well, there was an alien out there that kind of made them sing while they did their work, and
yeah.
that's the whole basis of the whole show.
Exactly, and it kind of calls back to when TOS had an energy entity on board making everybody
Yeah,
fight.
yeah.
So I love that about I there's I love the number one on Strange New Worlds, Una.
Hey, Fecto.
Hey, Fecto, how you doing?
Yeah,
Great to see you.
Fecto was on my private chat over there, and I told him stand by or pop over here.
Oh, okay. Are you gonna get ready to do a show?
No, I don't know. I'll just talk to you for a while, as long as you want. I mean, it's up to you. It's your
Okay.
it's your show.
Oh, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm here to take cues from the
Yeah.
pros. So if you think I've given people enough time to join and they haven't decided to join, if that's enough time, or if you think giving them more time would be good.
Well, it is kind of late night, and it is Friday, and there's times when I go live. I try to stay on for about a half an hour, but usually within that half an hour, you get people that pops in, and sometimes it don't. It all depends what's going on in other people's lives.
Yeah, that's true. And there's a lizard, so
Yeah,
oh great. Fracta wants
and
to join us.
and I shared you out in all four of YouTube, Facebook,
Yeah,
Twitter, Discord, all that stuff.
yeah, I did too actually just now.
Yeah.
So hi Facto, how you doing?
Good evening. Hello.
Well met. I'm Chris Hurt. I'm new to the streaming world.
Welcome to
And
the land of the tube.
oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. It's a
Oh,
party
yeah.
now.
I've been
I
on
know
YouTube since it
Facto.
originated in 2006. So
Okay.
back when there was no
2008.
ads on YouTube and you could watch whatever
Yeah.
you wanted with no interruptions.
Wow. Yeah. What we're doing is I had some experiences this past week where a lot of people were talking about hate in regards to Star Trek and just generally using the word hate for things that to me didn't seem like they really deserved hate because
Yeah.
hate is a very intense word. So, to me, it should be reserved for things like people killing each other, or
Yeah.
trying to purposely hurt each other, and not just somebody who's trying to write a movie. That is not a person that deserves to be hated.
Yeah,
So-
hate is one of those words that's abused just as much as the word love.
It
Yep.
is. It
Yep.
is. So today we're doing the positive side of Star Trek instead of what people don't like, what people do like. And if you have a criticism, try to sort of not hate it so much as just say, I highly dislike it, or the graphics were bad, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, my number one phrase is I can't stand.
There
can ask
you
Jim
go.
about-
I love it.
I say that a
love
lot.
it. Super duper. Right on.
Yep.
You.
I don't use the word hate too much because, like you said, that is quite impactful. So
We
it is to be
reach.
reserved for very, very specific situations. So
We
Thank
reach,
you.
brother. We reach.
We reach. Awesome. I'm so glad you joined us. And,
yeah,
earlier the discussion I was in, they were doing a lot of criticism of Discovery. So I know that Discovery does get a lot of criticism. I'm not critical enough to criticize it much. So whatever you feel about Discovery, I'm interested in hearing your opinion.
oh, I've never watched it, so I really can't voice an opinion. So
Oh.
I've seen.
Yeah.
Jim's gonna be like, this guy doesn't know anything about this stuff, and it's true, I don't. So
You don't know
Let's
too
just-
much about
let's just-
Star Trek.
let's throw a flashback into my history with Star Trek. So we're gonna
Okay.
bounce back to
Fan films.
a year and a half ago. No, we'll go further back than that. So when I was a kid, Senior took me to the movie theater, and I seen one of the films in theater. That's it. I can't remember which one, but it was one in theater. And then fast forward like 20 years, and then I helped Jem out with a couple fan films and doing soundtrack and stuff like that. Then fast forward another year to last year, worked with another Buckethead and produced a film. Did all the soundtrack for it, did all the editing for it, did all that stuff like that. And other than that, that's really as deep as my fingers go in the pot with Star Trek.
Oh.
But
What kind of sci-fi, or do you watch sci-fi, or what do you watch?
so sci-fi. So as far as film, not so much TV shows. I'm not too big on TV shows. I'm really picky with TV shows if I watch them. As far as films and stuff, what's his name? Zack Snyder just released a new film on Netflix. That was really good. It just came out, and part 2's coming out April 20th. I already forgot the name. New something Moon, something like that. I forgot what it was. That was a really good film. What else? Starship Troopers, Men in Black, all those kinds of films. So, you know, nothing
Right
too
on.
crazy. There's probably many more. I just can't remember the names.
Oh yeah, I have that problem a lot too.
Oh, man, I'm terrible with it.
So, some of the films in Star Trek that people were saying they hated, and I was kind of wondering why, like they felt the need to use such an intense term for like the movie Generations and Nemesis. I mean, I could say there were some things in those movies I didn't care for.
Right.
There was, but at the same time, as I've been telling Commodore Boone that they at least were trying to get the message that Gene wanted out there of people
Right.
cooperating despite their differences.
That was his whole dream.
Well,
Exactly.
it just goes to prove the saying of you can't please everyone, correct?
Right.
And that is true
That's
with everything. So, look at how many films have won multiple Academy Awards, and there's some people that say they can't stand it. It's just everybody has their own taste. Everybody's unique. That's when those people need to be respectful when voicing their opinions. Opinions. People like it. People don't like it. People are neutral. It's everybody's right to opinion. So.
I did notice that one person in the last stream I was in was trying to tell everybody else in the stream that they were wrong about their opinion. And I kept wanting to jump in and say, you can't say that. That's not how opinions work.
Yeah, that doesn't work that way.
But
That's
they
an
were all,
egotistical mindset right there.
Yeah.
I'm better than you, and you better listen to me because that's God. Screw you.
yeah.
Don't work that way.
And I guess I just felt like, they were all talking over each other and I couldn't really get a word in edgewise. And then a couple of them like really started going at each other and I had to bow out at that point.
Yeah. So the thing is about me, I like good storyline. If you could have a film that you spent $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 to produce or whatever, a fan film, but if you got a garbage storyline, to me that just is like, okay, well, you wasted a lot of money.
So what movies would you say?
What's that?
Go ahead. I was wondering about, like you say, a good storyline. So what movies, genres, like movies that have sequels, would you say continued through the sequels to have a good storyline?
Well, it's kind of tough because usually the more sequels that pop out of a film, the worse the sequels get because nothing ever matches the original. You can't remix an original. Let's look at, let's see. The Terminator movies, for example.
Oh, those are good.
James Cameron Productions, okay? The first one, it was okay. It was all right. And yes, it was the first. That's one exception to the rule to where Terminator 2, in my opinion, was the benchmark of the series. That was the best one. The first one gave you a little bit of backstory and everything like that. The second one was just so well produced for its time. Then you came out with the third. It was fun. Then the fourth, and it's like,
Just went downhill from there.
It did, and then Arnold came back, and that was a fun one. You can't. That's another thing that gets on my nerves with films is you can't take classic films and replace certain actors with new ones. Let's use the brand new Matrix that just came out. Lawrence Fishburne is not Morpheus. It doesn't work. It's like taking someone other than Sylvester Stallone and making them Rocky. It's not gonna work. Or Rambo. It's not gonna frickin' work. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Terminator, and that's it. What's his name? Wesley Snipes is Blade. Nobody will ever play that character like him. Things like that. So when people get a bunch of money up their butt and they pull it out and they make a film and they start pulling in different people to fill in legendary roles, it doesn't click with me. And that may just be a personal thing, but it's just like, man.
No, you're right, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most of society, when it comes to iconic film characters, do not like it when the actors are placed. I've seen that happen a lot.
Yeah.
And if they tried that with like the original Star Trek movie and they tried to replace all the iconic actors, they would not get away with that.
Right. So here's the nice thing about the Star Trek films, from what I understand. If you look at that in the same terms you look at James Bond, look at how many different people have played James Bond. Everybody has their favorites, right? And there has been so many of them. the nice thing about Star Trek is that the universe is always evolving. There's always room for new people. There's always room for people to retire, and it doesn't affect the storyline that much. And yes, you have your favorites. Look at Doctor Who, for example. Perfect example. You know,
Yeah.
things like that. So there are certain situations that are set up by the screenwriters and the writers that allow for that to happen successfully.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
there's also situations to where you pick the best actors and the people put that person as that character no matter what, and you cannot replace them, or you lose your series. You know what I mean?
That's true. Or like you were saying with Doctor Who, though, so much
Yeah.
time has gone by since
Yeah.
the first set of Doctor Who.
Yes.
People don't even know who the first Doctor Who was now.
Right. That's how far it's
And-
evolved. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's it.
but
And I've gone through it. I've gone through having my favorite doctors in the series, then a brand new one. I'm like, no, do I even want to give the next? Do I ever want to give the next sequence a chance?
yeah,
Because it's like my favorite guy's gone. But then it's
Right.
like, you know what? It's gonna be good no matter what. So let's give it a shot. And the next thing you
that's-
know, I'm upset when that one's gone. You know, it's
yeah. But that,
That's
and
how
then,
it goes.
but then that argument that you say you have in your head, when I have that in my head, at the end of that argument always comes. But that is Doctor Who.
yes.
That is
yes.
who he is, or who the Doctor is as she as well. And when they have the female Doctor Who, I mean, I'm female, and so yay,
Right.
woman power and whatever. But
It was
it did
different
take
though.
me-
It was
yeah.
it was different. It was like, whoa, you know, not
I
bad,
wasn't
but it's just
sure.
like
Times change.
or if I was
Yeah.
gonna like that. But
Nope.
in the end, I did watch the whole season, and I did enjoy a lot of it. So
Yeah.
it was good. I don't think we're getting anybody else in today, unfortunately, but it's just the way it goes, I guess. I really appreciate you guys helping me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, always fun to have a chat with new people. It's always fun,
yeah.
especially someone bringing up new questions about things. It's great. So
I
But,
hate to
yeah.
cut it short, but it looks like we're not getting anybody, and so I'm going to go ahead and end. But all my love and hopes to both of you, and I do plan to go look at your fan films, Jim. So thank you
All right,
so much
thank
for
you.
coming, and you all stay safe and warm.
absolutely,
Bye.
you too.
Good night.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye. I'm going to see if I can figure.
She